What are you working on?
Well, I think it's day 1 through day 15. I mean, starting to teach the basics, performing the basics, executing the basics, and rehearsing the basics, repeating the basics as many times as we can do without feeling it being tedious is the biggest deal of spring ball. We want to have fun. It's broken up for that reason. Every other day practice, every other day lift and film. A lot of these guys actually are doing spring ball for the first time, whether it's coming from an institution or they're freshmen from last fall. They don't know that what spring ball really is because they haven't done it here. So trying to keep it fun, trying to keep it joyful, but also keep it competitive as well. Hopefully the weather holds. That's the biggest deal, injuries and weather throughout the course of April when we get there. But today, as a start, is the biggest to me. Those are kind of the biggest enemies a little bit that kind of negate the real success and the progress in spring ball.
I know you're definitely not new to getting the freshmen kind of integrated up to speed, but what are kind of your just first steps in order to get those guys ready?
First off, this is the first year in about 5 years that everybody or the freshmen haven't asked me, are there scout teams in spring? And it's no different than August. I mean, August and April are kind of similar where there is no scout teams. It's Eagles versus Eagles. We're competing. We're off the depth chart. We want to see how you compete against others. It's the first one in a long time where someone said, hey, I didn't see the scout team depth chart. There is none. We're all playing. We're all competing. It's going to be ones with twos, twos with threes, threes with twos, fours with ones. I mean, we're going to be all over the map. Just having those guys have fun because the red shirt doesn't last a full year. So a lot of the freshmen are under the impression, well, I got a red shirt my first year. In most cases, guys red shirt, but it's really for 4 months, not for 12 months. So getting the opportunity to truly compete and not coming out here in spring as if this is still part of the red shirt, that red shirt's done. That's in the past. That's a rearview mirror, and allowing them to compete with some new coaches, with some new energy, and putting all the practices in one quarter is what we haven't done for the last 2 or 3 years. So we didn't bridge the spring practices, which we'll see if that works for this club. But I'm excited about these guys. Excited for those freshmen to step up for the opportunity to compete.
Do you feel like you have more continuity on at least the coaching staff side this year than maybe years past? Or?
I mean, just because you roll guys back, like we talked about, experience is experience. Continuity is continuity. You can't break up continuity because you're all together traveling forward. It's what you do with that continuity. I think sometimes changes can be really good. I think we're ready to take the next step. And the football gods, as you will, in mid-February said, we're going to take 3 of your football coaches and we're going to take them out of cheating. And so the work is in trying to find what is good for our staff that was left over, what is good for our kids that are still here. Maybe the same personalities, maybe different. Trying to balance some of those things with the opportunity to talk to a bunch of people and see if they're qualified to coach with these kids and mesh with this staff and have the same vision we do have as coaches going into 26. So it's always there's always turbulence, but the plane will land.
You said health and weather, but I mean, if you had to pinpoint a couple things that, if you had a perfect spring ball, what would you get better at?
I took that word out of my dictionary a long time ago. I don't know what perfect is. We're chasing it, but if someone knows the definition, they're lying to you. Chasing it would be everybody upright. Nobody lost for a long period of time. We will find a number one quarterback. We will name a number one quarterback out of spring. That is at least the plan right now. We're not going to let this linger going into summer. I don't think that's beneficial for the team or the individual. Just the fact of these guys truly having fun, looking forward to this because it is different than day in and day out. You're not preparing for a team. They're not keeping score necessarily. We're truly seeing how good you can be individually, so collectively we can see how far we can go.
I know in the past you've talked about struggles with participation, especially on the offensive line last season. How are those numbers looking for you guys?
God, that's a great question. That puts a smile on my face too. Do I think the one portal had a lot to do with more numbers? Absolutely. I do, because if there's one portal window, then everybody's trying to find their place so we can have more numbers, and with more numbers, there's more reps to give guys. the hope is chasing perfection again, is to have a red-white game at the end of this deal to be able to draft teams with enough 2 deep to be able to have a 1 deep on each side. That would be ideal, and part of that is because of the numbers we do have. But do I think it has absolutely a lot to do with the 1 portal window? Yes. The quarter system isn't great with the portal window. It's not meant for the quarter systems, but we've added a few individuals thus far, which will enhance our depth, and then we'll add some more during summer. But I'm excited about the opportunity on May 1 to have a red-white game at 5 o'clock with the draft and have a little, like we was talking about, banter and kind of watch it all.
How does it feel for you to know, like you said, just 1 portal, this is the team that you're going to be rolling into the fall? Obviously, that was only a difficult thing for a couple of years, but
I try to laugh when everybody doesn't want you to laugh, and I usually cry when you're supposed to laugh. I try to go I swim upstream a lot. It is, and I've been asked that question a lot over the last couple months. There's still opportunities for guys maybe to lose love or lose passion. And so there's stuff out of our control but it's in our control NCAA wise that there is no portal for them to hop in the window because we had a couple kids last year in the last week because the portal was ending because it ran concurrently with our last week of practice. Naturally, they didn't want to get hurt to have an opportunity somewhere else, and I don't blame them. But knowing we're going to start the spring with this group and we're going to end the spring with this group with not another window for them to find another opportunity. I think we all share the same sentiments as head football coaches, especially spring ball being this precious to us to build a foundation and a good base for football.
Last one for me is Malik just talked a lot about joy and how that's what the players are working towards, and that's kind of their goal. Is that something you guys have been pushing as well, or is that something that kind of developed on their own?
It kind of just happened haphazardly about mid-season last year. It was just kind of a weird coincidence. And, about Game 5, kind of fell into kind of a situation where we needed to kind of find joy, and we saw some stuff on film. We kind of ran with it, and it balances me out because everybody thinks I'm non-joy, so their joy evens us out. So we play for 5 all day long. But I want these guys to have fun. I want these guys to enjoy themselves. And I think passion, like we talked about, is passion that runs out, but joy lasts a longer amount of time. Passion's energy driven. At some point, you gotta re-energize. When you have joy, kind of the energy's always there. There's always kind of a bubbling looking forward to it. And part of that's their teammates, their cohesiveness, culture that they've built. They drive that. I just be able to witness it, watch it, and hopefully be able to foster some of that stuff. But when it gets too high, we try to bring them down. When it gets too low, I try to bring them up. So I try to kind of be the balance, if you will.
Thanks so much.
Good.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Good to be back.
Yeah,
Good to be
good to
back.
see you.